to the quarterback start of the week. This is an interesting matchup. This is in Frankfurt, Germany, between two high-powered offenses. I know that the Kansas City Chiefs coming off of a so-so game, but I think that they're going to bounce back. I expect this to be one of the best games of the weekend, along with the Bengals and the Bengals and the Bills this weekend. So I'm going to be starting Tua Tagovailoa. Had 3 touchdowns and over 324 yards. The Chiefs secondary has shown their growth this season, but man, they had a rough go against the Broncos. Russell Wilson was down and out, but 3 touchdowns against the Chiefs secondary. So with Tua, the weapons that they have, Tyreek has been unstoppable. Jalen Waddle also coming off of a big game, and then Raheem Mostert has also been a threat out of the backfield. So I think that this is going to be, a high-scoring game, probably a 34-31 type of game. So I think that both quarterbacks will get their fair share. But we're going to be riding with Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins quarterback to get the job done. So he's my quarterback start of the week and what's going to be a fantastic matchup to watch early in the morning in Germany. So let's go on now to the running back start of the week. And boy, I love this matchup. Alvin Kamara going up against the Bears defense. And if you've been watching the Bears defense, honestly, if you saw Austin Eckler, what he did, I think that Alvin Kamara can do the same. So Kamara coming off of a really big game against the Colts defense that struggled to contain the Saints offense. 2 total touchdowns for Kamara. One of those coming on a sensational receiving touchdown to get the job going for the Saints. 59 yards on the ground, 27 fantasy points. That's definitely what you're looking for. And man, Alvin Kamara is definitely giving fantasy owners a boost. He missed out on 3 games at the start of the season due to suspension. He's really flourishing in the Saints offense. That is going to be improving down the stretch. And this is definitely one of the best matchups that I'll face all season. Definitely going up against a Bears defense, a rush defense that really struggles. So give me Alvin Kamara. I think, with CMC on the bye week, I think that Alvin Kamara is going to be the RB1. I'll go ahead and say that this week. I think that he's going to be the top fantasy running back at the start this week against the Bears defense. Let's go on now to the wide receiver start of the week, and this man has been cooking. This is a tough matchup going up against the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb is also coming off of a good game. I would start CeeDee Lamb too, but A.J. Brown has really been on consistent mark. I feel like every game that you watch, he's scoring a touchdown. Coming off of a good game, 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. I expect this one to be an absolute barn burner of a game between the Eagles and the Cowboys. So I think that both of the star wide receivers for respective teams will get their fair share. So give me A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts, he started off slow in that game against the Commanders, but in the bounce back and the comeback against the Commanders, A.J. Brown feasted against that defense. So with the injuries that the Cowboys have in the secondary, I think that A.J. Brown will have his fair share. So start him this week against the Cowboys in what should be a fantastic matchup in the NFC East. Let's go on now to the sits of the week, starting with the quarterback position. We're going to be going with Geno Smith. Geno Smith coming off of a not so great of a performance. If you're rolling out him as your quarterback 1, this is definitely not the numbers that you're looking for. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and only 15 fantasy points. The Seahawks are going into a rough environment. This is a very good matchup for both teams. The Ravens are 6-2. The Seahawks are 5-2. Battle of first place in their respective divisions. But this is a tough Ravens defense. The Ravens defense coming off a very good performance. I know the Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the NFL with Joshua Dobbs as their quarterback. But Geno Smith, can't really trust this offense. Not going to be many points scored between these two very good defenses. So Geno Smith, leave him on the bench this week and wait for a better matchup. Let's go on now to the running back sit of the week. And it is going to be Najee Harris. Harris has been a very question mark this whole entire season. I know that he had that 1 touchdown. That was a fluke. I don't think that that's really going to happen
touchdown
anymore anytime soon. But the Steelers offense is just, you just don't know who's going to be that playmaker. This past weekend was George Pickens. He scored a touchdown this week. But don't really like the matchup this week. It's a very tough one on Thursday night. So if you got Najee Harris, you got to sit him. It's a Thursday by matchup. So leave him on the bench against the Titans defense. Their rush defense is one of the most potent ones in the fantasy landscape. So Jalen Warren, the way that he's been going, it feels like the Steelers are just slowly increasing his workload and decreasing Najee Harris. So can't really trust Najee Harris this week, especially against a tough defensive line of the Tennessee Titans. And the Titans are coming off a very good performance, so I expect the Titans to come to play once again against the Steelers. Okay, let's go on now to the wide receiver sit of the week. And boy, this offense, I don't know what's going on, but we're going to bench Christian Watson.
Jordan Love, too.
Yeah, bench Jordan Love, bench Aaron Jones, pretty much bench everybody of the Green Bay Packers. Can't really trust them. That offense has just gone to poop at this point. So they got a Rams defense, that needs a bounce back. They got crushed by the Cowboys. The Cowboys put up 40 points on them. I don't expect that to happen in back-to-back weeks. So Christian Watson only 3 receptions, 33 yards. Like I mentioned, Jordan Love, he's just been off ever since that Saints comeback. So I probably don't trust anybody. This is probably going to be one of your lower scoring matchups of the weekend. I expect the Rams to come in here and probably pull off this win. The Packers, I can't just really trust their offense. So bench Christian Watson. So that is your starts and sits heading into week 9 slate of the NFL.